Greetings, Javans. Today no walk as it is raining heavily, so I'm inside here making a short video. Today I had a session and we were discussing on certain things, and I could see friction in that person trying to reject of something which is not appealing or which is not serving the purpose. So this I have realized even through my journey, which I would like to share here. Perhaps it would be of help to you. The method of inclusion than exclusion. Exclusion means we push out certain things, like we like a good thing, we take it, we include it in our life, and we exclude that which is not good or which doesn't is not comfortable or is not easy or something like that. So that pushing away is exclusion, and what we include in our life is inclusion. What I'm talking is about a total inclusion, no exclusion at all. This is where, on this platform of shifting into awareness, I'm stressing so much on inner shadow work. Inner shadow work is something of my own darkness, the shadows that I have, acknowledging it. When I say acknowledge your darkness, it doesn't mean brood over darkness or contemplate on the darkness. It means don't resist it, don't exclude it, don't kick it out, don't have a different attitude. I will not look at it because I want only the good things of mine to be seen. No, then that will remain. That won't go away. And that will remain because you have excluded it. If you include it in your part of life, it is a part of you. And you, whenever you are in awareness, you are aware of its presence. This, even you won't allow it to come into your awareness because you have made a shed and put it in a dungeon. You have shut it down there. So every time you are spreading your awareness, you are only spreading on the good you. Good you we know. The good me I know. What is good about me is no. What's the big deal in brooding over the goodness? Goodness will always take me ahead in life. But the opposite of goodness, whatever is murky or dirty, that will not allow me to go ahead. So that is what needs attention, not the goodness, if you see, technically speaking. So for that, inclusion. Inclusion means not resisting any of your negative aspects. Like for example, I've got anger. So whenever anger comes, people talk to me. I get very angry. I don't know what to do. I ask them, what do you do? Oh, I immediately take some breaths and all that, and I let it go. And then I think of something good or do something good. I tell them that is not dealing with it. That is not healing anger. That is, pushing away anger. And when you're finding yourself something else to do, you're distracting yourself from the work you actually have to do. And the work is inner work. You have to actually work on that to remove it. You have to work in the sense you have to become aware of that aspect of anger every time it comes and all that. Study it, observe it, try to go in the witness mode. It might not happen immediately. You can keep repeating this just by witnessing it. And the more you witness it and do not identify with that, it loosens the grip. All these negative aspects within us. So that's one beautiful and very powerful way, very powerful, I'm telling you, way and very quick way of releasing these negative aspects within us. And it can be done very spontaneously. It doesn't need a particular time and space. In your living, waking hours, if you are working with awareness, these things you'll be able to sort it out very easily. So here, we are not resisting anything. So if there is a conflict inside, or if there is no peace inside, that irritation or that restlessness, for example, restlessness. Whenever restlessness happens, we try to push the restlessness away, or we try to look on at peace as though we are gasping for air. That is actually running away or distracting yourself and excluding it. So remember this, whatever you push away from you, it will come back with the same. It's like a rubber band, because that's your prarabdha karma. Prarabdha karma cannot be pushed away. You have to understand this. What is your destiny? What is your karma that you're undergoing? It will apply to you. So you have to now Go through it. You can, by pushing it, you cannot divert or escape your karma. Everybody knows that. So what is the best way? Best way is inclusion. Include that and be in peace with it. That is where acceptance comes from. When with this practice of awareness, when you are in the inclusive mode rather than exclusive, acceptance will easily be there. You will be able to accept yourself the way you are. You will be able to accept the world the way it is. You will be easily able to accept all the paths, all the religions, all communities, all countries, all origins, all languages, all races, without any problem. And you will be comfortable in all the paths, all the religions, all the tribes, and all the places, all cultures, all tradition, without any inhibition. Where does this come from? This comes from inclusion. See this? You include everything within you as a part of you. Automatically, the external you, the outer part of you, we know the microcosm and the macrocosm world. It's interrelated. Whatever you do here in your inner world, automatically it applies outside. You will have no issues accepting any diversity outside. So how does that come? Inclusion. So you include every part of you, good, bad, ugly. You include and you accept it. Similar quality will come outside. You see outside good, bad, ugly, everything, you accept it. There is no discrimination and there is no uneasiness. See how it acts. If there is some negativity here and I try to push it, there is uneasiness. I'm not comfortable with it. You'll see the same tendency happening outside. Any other religion, I can't bear that. These guys, that path, I don't want that. I don't want to even think of them. Exclusion. And I'm telling you, whatever you exclude will come back like a rubber band. It will bother you, haunt you for life. Because the main lesson for us, the main purpose of life is oneness. We are going to the soul, right? Do we understand what is the meaning of going back to the soul? Do we understand what is self-realization? Or what happens during self-realization? Check out with the people, or check out with scriptures, or check out with mistakes, or check out with all the wise people who have this wisdom of self-realization, and you'll know that at that state, oneness is felt of self-realization, because the soul, is that spark of the divine. The spark is coming from the same source of divine. So it is all oneness. It will see that essence of, okay, so this is how we are all connected. Everything is connected. All the species, everything is connected. So that realization, when it happens that I am the self, the real me is this, not the the ego consciousness. The ego consciousness has all these diversities and pushing and exclusion and all that. The more you center into your soul consciousness, you will see everything becomes a part of you. Because that is the tattva, param tattva. Everything belongs to that tattva. Are you seeing? So whenever you are doing this in act also, you are doing the act of God. Accepting everyone the way they are. And having no issues with them. Seeing no diversity. And there is no confusion. This is good, that is bad, nothing, no comparison. Because everything is functioning at its own level in its own way. If you want to understand this deeper, I just made a post on where am I? Have I reached on the path? How will I know I have reached the path? When will I know when I have reached the path? And where does it all end? You read that post, you will come to know. It talks about similarity, but more in deeper at what happens with every level of every rung ladder of ascension. How when you identify with any rung, immediately you get caught up in that play of that consciousness, and everything that is being created, sustained and destroyed in that, you get life experience on that. Then as you move, you click onto something, you identify with that, you have that experience. So how to not stay in each segment? Because when you are in one segment, you are excluding the others. You are only accepting that. You're disconnecting with the others. So you will have profound experiences of that zone. How to stay away from all these experiences that individual life gives you at every rung? Pull back from it. How do you pull back? Shift into awareness. When you shift into awareness, you rise above this ego consciousness. So you're floating out in the different, and from this stage you see all the levels of consciousness and you accept all these level of consciousness, all these rungs also of different levels of consciousness, different dimensions, all the realms, 14 realms also, basic 14 realms. You are in agreement with everything. You're not pushing out anything. It's all part of you, because what is outside is also there within us. All these 14 realms are there within us. We don't accept anything here, we will not accept it there. We don't accept it there, we will not accept it here. That's how it works. So if you have restlessness, for example, don't push it away. Be a part of it. Just be still in that. Settle down into that and be in that restlessness. Become aware of that restlessness. Now when you do that, what has happened? You have embraced that negativity, so-called what you have labeled as negativity. You have embraced it. The moment you embrace it, it dissolves. You see what happens when you push away people. You don't love this, you don't love. You'll see karmically you get connected, and you'll again and again repeatedly get in touch with them. Even the people we hate, all the time, like rubber band, they're in your mind. You can't let loose of them. What you are trying to push away as any enemy is what is taking the most time in your head. So you can see it is an illusion to say that no, if I push this away, nothing is going to go. Include it. Whoever is that person who's bothering, include it. Make it include in your reality. You don't have to do it outside. So that will bring you peace and calm. That will bring you that stillness, which is very important on the path. And that will give you a taste of what it feels like when we say non-duality is. I'm putting it in a different way. Another approach towards getting into non-duality, the oneness spirit. So from that level, when you see, you'll understand, everything is operating at different levels. You'll not feel like identifying with any level. The moment you identify with any level, you are caught up in that zone. Immediately, whatever are the terms and conditions in that particular zone, you get hovering in that, spinning in that. And the realities, the experiments and the experiences that you have, everything, you start getting it into that. And there is when you feel that, oh no, there's something more, because why is that thing something more? Even when you're stuck in that, because you are the whole, you are the self, you are the God consciousness. So you might not remember it, but your soul remembers it. So even when you're stuck in certain zone, the ego consciousness is stuck somewhere, the soul will keep poking. There is something more than this, something more than this. That is why people have this conflict. Why do I not feel complete? Even though I'm doing everything, even if I'm assured everything is fine, but still I'm not. Because your other fragmented parts are falling apart, fallen here and there. Until you move into that and you experience the wholeness, then only that wholesome experience of the wholeness will come. You see how it is? And it will not make you settle very easily until that. So what you do is, when you expand your awareness, what I'm saying is, when you come out of one ideology or one particular experience or realm of consciousness that you're floating in, when you pull back your awareness, what is floating in is the ego consciousness. It's not a soul. It's the ego that is having all that experiences there. The soul is still out. That tattva, that jiva, that atman is seeing and experiencing things, but it's not reaching your ego consciousness because it's clouded with a lot of the body identification and things of the gross consciousness. So it's not identifying with that. But a little part is giving you a hint. So this practice of awareness, whenever you practice awareness, you are actually moving into that soul zone. And when you are moving into that soul zone, you can see yourself also, your gross self also, trembling there, and then you can see, why are you stuck there? It's very simple. Why? That's not real. Because look here, there's another experience. Look there, there's another. That looks different. This looks different. It's infinite. So when you pull back, you are neither that, but you are thinking you are that. You are not that experience. And who are you? That is where it comes to, who am I? This is the real I that is experiencing everything. It's not that. So what is real? Neither this is real, neither that is real, because everything is temporary. One moment I am in this zone, one moment I am in that zone, and everything feels so real. Whichever zone I am in, it sounds very, very real. That is Maya. get identified with a particular zone, it is called illusion, which is not real. So even to see through Maya, you have to pull back. When you pull back, you see that play of consciousness, which is happening at different levels. This might not be a very permanent experience. It might be a little experience, but you can keep on expanding as and when possible. So you will have that realization of, oh, how false everything is. Then you will not feel like, being in one but any zone. Because, it's temporary. The moment you shift in your awareness, you are moved into another zone. If you are identified in that zone, you get caught up in that. Then again you move. So every level you feel, I am great, I am evolving, I am superior, I know so much than others. All these feelings will come, but don't identify with it. Because that's the false feeling again. Because the journey is never ending. It goes on and on and on. Till when? Till there is this feeling of I-ness there, at every experience what we have. The gross consciousness is there. Till there is an identifier that gets identified. Till there is this traveler who's traveling this path. Till there is an identifier, oh, I am traveling the path. That is still there. Journey is still far. So when the destination is reached, even the traveler dissolves, the journey dissolves, the path dissolves, the road dissolves, everything dissolves. And there is no one to even claim I have reached. No one to even proclaim or even celebrate, oh, I have reached. That awareness of that identification itself drops everything. Where am I talking this from? You will not find this in any book, because I am not referring any book. This is what I personally feel and experience, and this is when I reflect on the life of mystics, of Dutas. They are in that state. They don't even know who's the traveler. They don't know what path. They don't know what destination, but they have reached. Much divine love and light to you. Stay blessed.